Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Wedding Sushi, where we take fresh ideas, tips and tricks on planning and roll them up into bite-sized episodes. Today in the studio, I have Kim Brannan with Stems Floral Design.
Hello.
Hey Kim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. I was just thinking I should probably get some caffeine rolling too.
Absolutely.
'Tis the season of chaos.
Oh my gosh.
Perfection, but chaos behind the perfection.
Absolutely. It has been an incredible challenge, to say the least. Our industry has just been devastated.
Yeah.
But with that devastation has come new ways of doing business, new ways of communication, new ways of having consultations, new design opportunities, less traveling overall, but being able to communicate with my peers 4 times a week, different venues, different subjects about the industry and what's happening. It has been pretty remarkable, quite frankly, pretty remarkable. And the brides and the grooms benefit from all of that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Collaborating is important.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable collaboration.
And when you got here this morning, we were talking about how fascinating it is that some of the other industries really impact us.
Absolutely.
Like everything that goes into pulling off a wedding.
Absolutely.
You were telling me about like the lack of cardboard to ship things.
You know, just the lack of cardboard to ship containers, the lack of cardboard to ship vases, pieces of the paint cans that are manufactured here in the United States, but they can't package it because the nozzles are floating out in the Pacific Ocean. So now we don't have things, and what do we do to compensate for not having those things?
Right.
And while we're missing cardboard for shipping, that cardboard shortage is affecting you by not being able to get photo paper.
Right, yeah.
So
photo paper for Photobooths.
The impact of all of us, and then trying to work together and how we overcome all of these crazy obstacles and still be able to pull off weddings of, you know, everyone's dreams. I mean, is pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. It's truly separated the professionals from the I'm doing this as a hobby kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the professionals have made it through.
Yeah.
Have made it through, and we're grateful that we all get to work each week together.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. And that kind of brings us to, since we're talking about these new things and way things have changed and diversified, so has the look of floral design.
Oh my gosh, craziness.
So the topic that Kim's bringing to the table today is the new I do.
The new I do.
And what that looks like. So you take it away from here. You tell me. I know nothing about flowers.
It's crazy. We just celebrated our 17th birthday. So we've been in the floral industry for 18 years. We love the fact that we can say we have created over 2,500 unique weddings.
That's incredible.
People say, we want to see what's your packages? Well, there are none. I mean, every wedding is so uniquely different. And that's kind of our tagline, creating weddings that are uniquely yours. Pinterest initially, floral designers 15 years ago, we hated it. I never did. I loved it. But we hated it because brides were picking too much. And really, it can be an incredible tool. Can be an incredible tool because as things are changing so quickly, a bride might have, in 2020, might have had blush bridesmaids gowns for a spring wedding. And now all of a sudden that's shifted to a fall wedding in 2021.
Right.
We had 85 weddings rescheduled.
Oh my goodness.
And we're very proud to say that we only had 1 cancellation, and quite frankly, they eloped.
Yeah.
They eloped. We had 4 weddings that rescheduled more than once.
Oh my goodness.
So being nimble and being quick and being responsive to our brides is incredibly important. But now we can say, okay, here's this blush dress. Now let's go look at some pictures. How do we make that blush dress fall?
Right.
Or how do we make that fall dress spring? Right? How do we make those changes? And Pinterest can be really helpful in that regard. Not that we want to copy anyone's wedding, but it certainly can be helpful.
Brainstorming.
Exactly. And what else is incredibly helpful for us is my daughter and I started the business, Jenny Thomasson, and now Jenny kind of travels the world and teaches wedding floral design. She has a floral design school in Dallas.
Oh, cool.
And proud mama, I have to show her first book. Yeah.
But
she just did an incredible presentation at the Florida State Floral Association. And when you hear Wedding Trends 2022, I mean, she's one of those trendsetters.
That's amazing.
So we're really fortunate. So we're always on the leading edge. So while someone might want to come in and do, ivory roses with blush roses, we kind of make it look really different and really fresh, because we're seeing all the new trends. And most trends come from a floral industry, come from Europe and come over. And she goes to Europe and she's able to experience all of that. So we're really fortunate from that regard.
How fun.
So we get to see quick, fast changes, quick, fast, the design, the leading edge of design. And we love that. We love that.
I knew your daughter traveled because we talked about that.
Yes.
But I had no idea that she was teaching classes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And that she had a school in Dallas.
Yeah. She is one of the top, and I'm not saying that because I'm her mother. I mean, she turns down more speaking engagements than she does.
Wow.
In huge conventions, 700-800 florists. People are looking to her going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what's coming? So, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then when she comes into town, we're going through all the weddings, and we've got some fabulous weddings coming up that are just so fresh and so unique and so different. But they still have an edge, still just, St. Louis conservatism. I mean, we have that here. Every area of the country is different. Every state is different. Every country is different. There's trends in all of those things that you have to consider too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Tell me what we've got going on over here. This is stunning.
Oh, thanks. Well, first of all, I am wearing the color palette for next fall.
Oh,
so
perfect.
we're seeing blush kind of morph into wisteria, more of that purpley color.
Okay.
Purple was the king for years and years and years, and then purple fell out of flavor when blush came along, right?
Yeah.
So then everything went blush and burgundy. But now we're kind of seeing wisteria and wine.
Okay.
And white roses are going to cream roses and ivory roses. Speaking of which, white roses, if you are an up-and-coming bride, please, please, please get with your florist, because white roses are becoming incredibly scarce. So please reach out to your florist if you're in the final planning stages right now for this fall, and even into spring. We need to consider that. But this whole, this muted palette, and then copper is going to be huge in 2022.
I like that.
So, mixed metals are fabulous. Silvers, golds, rose golds, kind of falling out of favor just a tad, because blush is kind of going away. But copper is going to be huge. Absolutely huge.
And the rose gold is kind of moving out?
Rose gold is not as prevalent as it was, because rose gold was in with the blush world, right? So now the palette is starting to change a bit.
Okay.
Hydrangea roses still number 1 and number 2 as it relates to flowers. And then our eucalyptus palette, again, that nice pale palette, that silvery palette. The eucalyptus palette is much more popular than the bright greens. Okay. Now, bright greens, and as you can tell, there's like a citron-y green here. The bright greens are going to be big for spring.
Okay.
We're going to see a lot more big, bright greens, right?
I feel like the brighter green feels springy.
Oh, absolutely.
Because everything in spring is bright green.
Absolutely. And there's great bright green options, too. It doesn't just have to be foliage. Okay. And then this is a great way of showing how we incorporate dried and preserved product, especially when we move into the falls, especially for the more rustic-y environment. And rustic doesn't need to be baby's breath and mason jars, okay? Rustic can be a much more sophisticated rustic palette, especially with, let's think, we have 9 new venues in the bi-state area, 5 of which are barns.
Right.
5 of which are barns. But the barns are even becoming more sophisticated.
I've noticed
in
that
the
too.
palette. The farmhouse chairs are kind of bleeding out, and we're bleeding into more of an urban metal chair, which is fabulous. But we're gonna, most places have gone to a wood floor. Carpet's kind of gone. Yeah. But if you have carpet, please work with that palette. And that's what creates a really finite, sophisticated color palette. Embrace your venue. Embrace your venue. Don't fight against it. You chose that venue for a reason. It gave you a warm and fuzzy. So we need to embrace our venues. We need to embrace our gowns. I typically don't meet with our brides for our final design session until they have that gown. Because that gown really sets the tone.
I like it.
Well, thanks.
Well, if you have any other questions about floral design, or you want to set up a consultation with Kim at Stems Floral Design, you need to just hop on over to their website. I'm going to put that right here.
Yep.
And
fill out a consultation request.
Get that
If
filled
you want
out.
to, if you want to see a lot of the new trends, please feel free to go to my daughter's website also, Jenny T Floristry.
Can you hold up the book again too?
This is her book, Perishable Weddings.
beautiful.
It's amazing. Amazon, or it's on her website too.
Well, Kim, thank you for joining me today.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
For bringing your
It was
beautiful
enjoyable.
florals.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I love your space. It's cool.
Yeah.
Love your space.
Well, thanks again for watching today's episode of Wedding Sushi. And if you have any questions about live music, DJ services, photo booths, lighting decor, or event planning, hop on over to allegrostl.com. And until next time, happy planning.